Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, sports fans. Welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of the top sports stories happening in this past week. I am your host, Eric, main man right over there. Ron, how are you tonight?
I'm doing okay. You know, last week was an incredible rant, and if you haven't seen it, you probably should go see it. There could be another one today.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm surprised after what LeBron said the other night. You might.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait.
You must have missed. You missed that.
Did I miss something?
I think you did, sir. That nobody should want to be the face of the NBA because everybody bashes. That's all the media does is bash all the players. So why would anybody want
That
to?
is not true. They only bash him because of the things he does like this. It's all about.
So, Ron, first off, we want to thank everybody that is joining us live tonight. If you are live and would like to join the chat, just chime in. Let us know if the particular topic we're covering you're interested in having a conversation about, or if there's something you want to talk about in the sports world, let us know. As well as thanking all of our fans out there in Dallas, Georgia, WDJY 99.1 FM every Saturday, as well as BOB 990 in Rhode Island. We want to thank them, and SEC TV in Southeast Connecticut, Public Access Channel 12. Thank you for your support and putting us on every single week. So we've got a lot to talk about, Ron, as usual. So much to cover. Nothing ever changes in the sports world. That's what we love most about it. And this story broke a few hours ago, so we're going to start off with our leadoff story, and that's Matthew Stafford, who has reworked his contract, and it will remain with the Los Angeles Rams. A good move for the Rams, right? So some continuity, they keep him. Yeah. But what's the next big domino to fall, Ron? What is the next quarterback? So there's a few spots. Stafford was rumored to really be looking at the Raiders. I guess he went skiing with Tom Brady. That rumor was out there, in the New York Giants. So those teams we obviously know are looking for some kind of quarterback.
Well, at least nobody hit a tree.
Nobody hit a tree. Nobody Sonny Bono'd it. No.
Yeah, that is basically one of my split decisions today. But
Sonny Bono?
Who do I think the next domino to fall is going to be? I would probably say Russell Wilson.
So I was looking at that Pittsburgh. But I really think that you're going to see him go to Vegas and repair with Pete Carroll. That makes the most sense for me with Russell Wilson. And I could see that happening sooner than later. I seem to agree with you on that one. I also think, what do the Giants do now? A lot of talk about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers in New York. He's going to stay in New York. Is that a good move for the Giants and Aaron Rodgers?
I don't think it's a good move. Because now you're going to put Aaron Rodgers' ego with all your young players that you're trying to develop into a good football team, and that could be disastrous in my mind. I mean, nothing will surprise me. So, I just think it's a bad move for the Giants to go after somebody like him.
Yeah, I don't think that offensive line, the offensive talent that's around him in New York, if you can't win with what the talent you had Agree with you, Kyle. Thanks for joining.
I agree 100%, Kyle.
But I think Ron said it correctly too. The ego sometimes plays a factor in will Aaron Rodgers feel like, okay, I could still win at this level. His numbers weren't horrible. We talked about that on a past show, but think about the talent in New York with the Giants. Like, their offensive line's abysmal. They have no wide receivers. They have no running back. I don't know if that would be a
solid. They have a decent wide receiver.
One wide receiver.
Yeah. But it's not as good as what you had in New York
with
Jets.
The Jets. Yeah. Oh, I can hear myself. That's awesome.
I just don't. You can hear yourself?
Yes. Now I can't. I don't know. It's going in and out. That's all right.
I just don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand why he hasn't retired, to be honest with you. Like, you clearly want to do whatever you feel like doing. So just right off into the sunset, not a champion.
Yeah, he's got the one championship, and that's all he really has.
Just end this nightmare of a ride that he's keep bringing us on. I don't even respect him anymore. It's like, you can respect players, like, and look, we were all hoping that Kansas City lost, but I respect Patrick Mahomes. And he's always team first.
Yeah, I would definitely say too that I agree with Kyle on that. The injury hurt him. That was definitely a factor. And then I think his ego comes into play where, again, he's still going to want his guys. There's a lot of talk wherever he goes. He wants to bring Devontae Adams. Like, let it go, man. Let it go. Frozen style. If I want to, I'll sing it to you. But
I was going to sing it, but I refrained from it. And then you go and say it.
Yeah, but that's what he's got to do, because realistically, you just got to go into a system and try to fit in and try to win with what they do and not try to change everything. It didn't work with the Jets. So wherever you go, it's not going to work.
It's a guy that's trying to build his own team. Look, it doesn't really work in the NBA too well. Yeah. And you know what? It will never fly in the NFL. You can't, it's impossible to do that. You're not going to build a champion bringing in these guys that were with you like a decade ago. Let's stop. Please, let's stop. You are not the kind of a guy that can build a winner.
Yeah.
And it's clear.
Yeah. And I did want to ask, what about Pittsburgh? Justin Fields? Do you think that's the way they go if Russell Wilson moves on?
They probably draft somebody. That's the only thing that I can think of. They probably draft somebody and use Fields to start.
Except Brady.
Yeah, Brady's the only one that can do that, because he can use look, and we talk about it. Brady can win with a lot of those lower top tier guys. The difference
with Brady too was, though, Brady was more about, it was a team. It was still a team. He was going to do what was best for the team and make decisions based off of that for the team. Aaron Rodgers makes decisions based off of himself. Like, that's his MO.
And Tom Brady's not afraid to throw to anybody unless you keep dropping the ball. Then he will never throw to you. But he's going to look for the player that's open. And he sees it all. I don't think Aaron Rodgers sees the field like he used to.
Listen, there's definitely something that's diminished in his game. What that is, I don't know. I'd be interested. Again, those three teams are really going to be interesting, because the Raiders are definitely looking to grab a quarterback. They won't be in a draft position to get one of the first two in the draft unless they really take some big swing. The Giants, again, how many times can you just keep trying to retread a quarterback, right? I think last year, Drew Lock, with Tommy DeVito. I don't even remember some of the quarterbacks.
Hey, maybe they can go out and get Colin Kaepernick.
Kaepernick, yeah, sure. But I mean, so.
Ooh, what's the dude from the Buffalo Bills from before? The bearded guy that does the halftime shows and stuff like that.
Yeah. I can't stand him, from Harvard.
Missed an interception in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Wow. Are we drawing blanks tonight? What? Oh my gosh.
I can't think of his name at all.
Oh, yeah.
I can see him. You know, he's not a terrible quarterback in history, but he can't get it done because he always throws that interception late in the game.
Yeah, you are right.
I know you're searching for it, too.
I am, because it's bothering me now, because I know exactly who you're talking about.
Fitzpatrick. Thank you,
Fitzpatrick, Kyle. Yes, sir. Ryan Fitzpatrick, right? Like, jeez.
I mean, they're going to get somebody off the scrap heap. That's what they're going to do. I mean, it could be Sam Darnold.
Which is an interesting, right? Sam Darnold could make another run in New York, but do you think for him, like,
he shouldn't leave.
Yeah, right. Minnesota's a great fit for him, and especially with Justin Jefferson, you got the best wide receiver in the league, and you saw the kid can be productive. Kevin O'Connell.
If I'm Minnesota, I make another run with Sam Darnold and see how it goes.
I agree.
And let the kid learn for another year.
Yeah, and who knows what JJ McCarthy is going to be his first year anyway, coming back again from an injury. So allow him some time to kind of go. The question is, does Sam Darnold get paid and want to go somewhere else? So again, will he take less money to stay in Minnesota? That'd be
I don't think he'll take less. He's going to take his biggest contract offer.
He needs to.
But it could be in Minnesota.
This is where you get your payday, by the way.
This is
it. Shot. Like, I don't think he's going to get it again. I did want to say too, Matthew Stafford again staying in LA, great for the Rams. Although they're going to look completely different, right? No Cooper Kupp. That looks like that trade's going to happen.
They still have what's his face there?
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua. What a great name that is.
Right, it is. Last season, 10-6. 65.8% passing.
I mean, think about that receiving core they had. Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. That's hard. You say those two names fast. That's not easy.
It is not. It is not. But again,
it sounds like a cast from Mario Kart.
Yeah, they're going to look different. They're going to look different too, though. So it'll be interesting to see. But and the details of the contract haven't come out yet. What he reworked to stay with the Rams, but
I give him credit for that.
He played this well.
That takes a lot for a player to do that.
Yeah, he played this well, though. If you think about it, he put that the team allowed him to talk to other teams, and all of a sudden he's skiing with Tom Brady and in wherever, the Wyoming, somewhere up there, it was Montana.
You're gonna ski with someone,
right? But so it was like maybe the Rams really felt like there was an opportunity or a shot that he was going to leave, and they redid this deal.
Yeah, I give him credit because if they can keep some of the pieces they have and maybe add some talent, like I can see them going for a receiver in the draft.
If you think about this too, Ron, in the postseason, they played the Eagles extremely tough. In inclement weather, outdoors, so it wasn't like, you sit back and say, it was at home. It wasn't.
It wasn't a disappointment.
No. So again, to your point, couple pieces. Sean McVay's a very good coach. Finds ways to win with the talent he has. So good move for LA. It's going to be interesting to see what these other quarterbacks do and how quickly they fall now. But let's talk some more NFL, Ron, because Travis Kelce has announced that he will return to the Kansas City Chiefs next season. Is he making the right decision?
I mean, how old is he?
Old. No, I don't know.
He's got to be old.
He's probably 34, 35.
That's not old.
That's not old. I know. We're old, but that's not the
look, I mean, what is he gonna do?
He's 35.
Hang out at Taylor Swift's concerts?
He's 35. But think about this, Ron. 16 games last season, 97 receptions, led the team. 823 yards, led the team. 8.5 yards per reception. But he only had 3 touchdowns, which was the lowest of his career, and the yardage per reception, the lowest of his career.
Yeah, it wasn't really a great season for Kansas City offensively.
And then in the Super Bowl, a shell of himself. It was not Travis Kelce.
He was a mess.
So this is what I'm saying,
was
like,
a mess.
You've got to get some offense around them. The offensive line has to be their first priority because you're not going to be able to get the ball to Travis Kelce if Patrick Mahomes is laying on his back all the time.
The sad part is, though, Eric, they had a pretty good offensive line. It's just that the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line is the best in the league, and they embarrassed that offensive line.
But you also realize, too, right? The NFL's a copycat league. There's going to be a lot of teams now just bulking up their defensive line to try to do what Philly did in the Super Bowl.
Well, Philly has to keep some of those free agents.
Did you hear, too, about Philly, who they might be getting? I listen, there gets to a point. Myles Garrett is heavily rumored to be going to Philadelphia.
If they get Myles Garrett to go along with that defense, it's over. It's over.
What are we doing? Like, don't even waste the NFL season. Just crown them, call it a day. But I was like, are you kidding me, man? Like, come on. Myles Garrett to Philly would be absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Wow.
Xavier Worthy, second best receiver on this team, 59 receptions, 638 yards. Not enough.
No,
Not enough.
But I think it's a good start for him. He's
young kid,
young
right? Very good. But what more do you think Travis Kelce, 90 plus receptions again?
I'm thinking Tyreek Hill is going to go back to Kansas City.
It could happen. But what happened? So my question would be, Ron, Travis Kelce, same amount of receptions next year, 97?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like he's on the tail end of this. 35, a lot of wear and tear, a lot of years. But listen, they're in the postseason. They were in the Super Bowl 3 years in a row. That's a lot of games. That's a lot of mileage.
It is a lot of games.
I don't know. I think he should have called it out.
I think he'll have one more run at it. And, I don't think it's going to be like it was last year. I don't think they're going to have as good as a season. Look, teams know how to beat them now. The blueprint is there. Now it's up to the other teams to adjust to that. Can Buffalo beef up their pass rush and stop the run? I mean, you got to be able to do both. You have to have versatile players to do both in order to win the Super Bowl. Philadelphia just showed what you have to do. You can't just win it with just, a good pass rush. You can't just win it with a good passing attack. You have to have all the cogs going. And Philly had the cogs going, especially that defense just
Can you please not
ransacked
say cogs
Kansas
again?
City.
If I hear cogs one more time on your mouth, what are we doing?
Ow! Cogs,
not COD.
Oh.
Not Call of Duty, my friend. Not Call of Duty. All right. So some
What's
interest
wrong with cogs.
Cogs. I don't know. It's the way you say it. Maybe it's the Rhode Islander in you.
What? I hate to tell you, we probably have the same damn accent.
Oh, we have without a doubt. Without a doubt. I was actually in Rhode Island last weekend. I was like, old times, man. Memories.
Why didn't you tell me?
The old back in the day. You remember when Cox Cable moved to Warwick? I was over there, and I'm like, no disrespect. Come on, Hugo. Hugo's got to have the accent too.
Yeah.
But I was just,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I said, I remember when we used to go over there.
But
It's not there anymore.
you're a typical Rhode Islander because you say Warwick. It's Warwick.
Warwick. What did I say? Warwick. Warwick.
There's a W in there.
We don't have R's. We don't have, you know what I mean? It's Rhode Island. What are we doing?
So you've got a little bit more of that accent than I do.
I probably do. All right, my friend. That was some great NFL talk. Hugo, thanks for joining as well. But it is time to move on to our starting five.
Oh, this is a good one.
Our starting five tonight. Athletes named Tim. And I didn't do any.
You know who I thought of first?
Who?
When you said athletes named Tim, the first player I thought of, Tim Naring.
Okay.
Boston Red Sox.
That's a different one. We are going to give you our
Tim Wakefield. I thought of Tim Naring first.
I will give you our start. We were going to give you our starting five Tims. If you have an opinion out there, let us know if you agree. Ron, you are first this week. So your honorable mentions.
Oh, I got to find it. Yeah, it's not the shoe we're talking about. Who's the one that created Tim's?
I don't know. Timberland? No, I don't know. I'll look it up while you give me your honorable mentions.
I don't know. All right, so my honorable mentions. Oh, we are not going to have the same list today. Just telling you right up front.
I'm sure my list stinks.
All right, so my number five.
Nathan Swartz is the founder of Timberlands.
There we go. See?
Nathan Swartz. Not only a sports show,
Tim.
people, we give you so much insight and knowledge here in Sports Unfolded. He was born at Craftsman's of a founder. Yeah, first developed waterproof boots with his son Sidney.
He named his son Sidney,
who then went on to brand the boots.
Like when you think of Tim's, it's like you think of tough and rugged.
Timber.
Sidney is the son?
Yeah.
Not tough and rugged. Sydney. All right. Number five, honorable mention. Tim Horton, not the Donut King.
Yeah.
Former Toronto Maple Leaf for most of his career. He played 24 seasons.
Yes, he did.
He almost won the Norris Trophy like 4 times. He was like second to fourth in all those times. He's a good player. You know, back then, it wasn't about offense for defensemen. So he was one of the best back then. What, 1920 to like 44 or something like that?
Is that your own honorable mention?
No, I forgot. It's I got to give all my, I forgot. Tough getting older, Eric. Tough getting old. My number 4 honorable mention is Tim Hudson.
Tim Hudson's
Major League Baseball pitcher.
Yep, 222 wins. Tim Hudson. San Francisco Giants, pitcher. Right? Yeah. A few teams.
Oakland A.
Few teams, right? Was it Oakland, San Francisco?
Yeah. He's a good player.
He's a good player. Yeah.
My number 3 honorable mention is Tim Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway is my honorable mention as well. 5-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Star. No championships.
We do have the same list.
And the creator of the crossover. I don't think he was actually the creator, but he made the crossover well known, Tim Hardaway.
Yeah. You don't have this one, I'm sure. Tim Clark, the jockey. Do you know this guy has 275 wins as a jockey? He wins at a 13% pace.
Wow. He really got him up. Giddy up. Really giddy up.
Giddy up. Yeah, so he places 36.6% of the time too.
Wow. Wow. What was his name again?
Whenever he
I
races,
already
you
forgot his
just
name.
pick him, and you're
I
probably
already-
going to win.
I already forgot his name. Tim what?
Clark.
Tim Clark. All right. All
He's a
right.
jockey.
All right.
And my number one honorable mention, that was my bubble,
The old bubble.
Tim Wood. Also could be in that body part thing.
This is why we don't do the body part thing. See? See, look at your face. This is
But
why.
you're not gonna ask me who Tim Wood is?
I'm afraid to. Go ahead. Who's Tim Wood?
He's a figure skater.
Ah.
He won a 1968 Olympic silver. He won 2 golds and a silver in the World Championships, different years.
Yeah, yeah.
And a gold in the North American Championships.
Wow.
And 3 golds, 2 bronze in U.S. Championships.
Not bad. Not bad. I bet you was pretty cool. Ice skater, ice, cool. No? All right. Let's I don't have any.
Getting more and more choppy.
I love it. I love it. Tim Hudson and Tim Hardaway were my honorable mentions. So it is time for everyone to give.
Oh, you didn't have any others.
That's it. It is time to give our starting 5. So at number 5, Ron, for you in Tim's.
I have Tim Thomas, Bruins goaltender. Won that Stanley Cup.
I wasn't. Yeah. He didn't do enough for me, but
didn't do enough. You won a Stanley Cup, and one of the best performances ever.
Okay. All right, not a problem.
2.52 goals against average, 920 save percentage. I wish any of the Bruins could do that right now.
Yeah, well, you see, this is why you picked him, is because you were hoping. Thomas, Wakefield, Burr.
Tim Burr. Huh. Tim Burr? Like, is the tree falling?
I will say he's got one of mine. He's
really?
Got one of mine.
Really, Eric? Nothing on that? Is the tree falling?
No, I got it.
Tim Burr.
That was good. At 5 for me, Tim Howard. Goaltender. 3-time goalkeeper of the year, 2-time USSF male athlete of the year, U.S. goaltender. Phenomenal job.
He wasn't a pro. Well, he was a pro, but not a pro.
He played in the MLS also. Played in the MLS.
Oh, soccer goaltender.
Yes. Tree falling.
Well, you just said goaltender.
Goalkeeper. Soccer.
Hugo's got
football.
Thomas, Wakefield, Burr, and Brown.
He's got some good ones. Who do you got at 4, Ron?
Number 4, I have Tim Brown from the Raiders. Wow. Yeah, I have him a lot lower than you, don't I?
Yes, you do. All right.
Well, Tim Brown, I mean, he's got great numbers, right? 1,094 receptions, 14,934 yards, averaging 13.7 per reception, 100 touchdowns, a Hall of Famer, 9 Pro Bowls. Good enough for 4th for me.
Okay.
We are not having the same list.
No. So at 4 for me, Tim Raines. 294 batting average lifetime, 808 stolen bases. Great job. 7-time All-Star, 2-time champ. Loved him as a player. Very gritty player. Like just, always,
hustle.
Yeah, a lot. So Tim Raines for me at number 4.
Yeah. I had Tim Raines at number 3.
Okay.
I liked his numbers. Yes, I get Tim Brown went to 9 Pro Bowls. But 7 All-Stars isn't so bad. But when you top it off with 2 World Series, that is the nice little cherry on top with the whipped cream.
Okay. All right. See, at 3 for me, I had Tim Horton. Not only a donut king, no. Tim Horton, 518 points.
It was great. I'm glad you put him there.
Plus 191. I love, me and my plus minuses. 6-time All-Star, Ron. 4-time Cup winner. So that
Yeah.
kind of moved him ahead of some people for me with the championships. But yeah, so I
Yep.
went Tim Horton at number 3.
Yeah, that was a tough one for me.
That's why I said I was
I
surprised he's
really
not even made the
I like
list.
him as a player. His numbers are fantastic,
Yeah.
right? And anybody that can win 4 cups, that's not an easy thing to do. But Eric, my number 2, Jim Flock.
Who the flock?
Oh, I thought you were going to say what the flock, but that's good. Who the flock? Tim Flock is a NASCAR driver. He's got 39 career wins.
I can't agree with Hugo on this one though. Tebow would not be on the
Come
starting
on,
5.
Team Tebow.
Well,
Oh my God.
wait, hold on though. Are we talking Tebow, college Tebow, like Florida Gators, Tim Tebow?
I
Maybe.
don't care what Tebow is.
If you're
I don't
going
care.
college career, yes.
I don't care.
He made Aaron Hernandez a star. Look at how far his career went. Okay.
Aaron Hernandez was made by a star by something else. Oh, so Tim Flock, 39 career wins, right? Top 10, 129 times. Now, keep those two numbers in your head right now. He only raced in 187 races. And he finished 129 in the top 10. Now, his win percentage is 21%. He wins 21% of the races. Imagine if Chase Elliott won 1 out of every 5 races.
Is that your pick this week? What are you saying? Chase Elliott?
I'm just saying, that's the first NASCAR driver that came to my head.
I finally picked Daniel Suarez once. The guy finishes 30-something. Like, what are we doing here?
I wouldn't go with that. But Tim Flock has amazing numbers. He's in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and he's in the International Motorsports Hall of Fame.
Not bad. I like it. But I went Tim Brown at number 2. I went Tim Brown number 2, man. 1,094 receptions, 14,934 yards. Phenomenal. And then 100 touchdowns in his career in the 9 Pro Bowls. I can't help. He played for the Raiders. They don't win anything.
All right, so that's it. That's the starting 5 for this week, right? Because I guess number 1 really doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think we know who it is. I mean, it's not like there's a giant picture of the man in the middle of the screen. But your number 1 starting 5, Tim, is Ron.
Is Tim Duncan. See, again, here in the United States, Duncan is always better than Horton.
That's what I'm saying, right? We got donut references like crazy tonight. I mean, got Tim Horton.
See, so if you're a donut company, you should sponsor the show. You would have made a gold mine off of this.
Gold mine tonight. Gold mine, right? You can't go wrong. Number 1, Tim Duncan. I agree with you. 15-time All-NBA, 15-time defensive, 2 MVPs, 5-time champion. Tim Duncan, by far the best Tim out there.
And it's like when you said Tim, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to take forever. There's going to be dozens of them, and there's going to be so many good ones.
I even try to look
at a list, and I'm like, wait, what? Where are they?
And I even threw in some like Timothy's, like just maybe, and I was like, no, Tim's, not so good. Not so good. The only one I debated on, and I agree with you, Tim Thomas. I was debating. I should have put him on my honorable mention, but I agree with you.
Yeah, you should have. You should have at least been there.
That was a good one. That was a good list. All right, my friend, let's talk some NBA. Golden State Warriors hot right now. Since this Jimmy Butler trade, seem to have, turned a page on their season. Do you think they could make a championship run? So I don't know if you saw last night's game, or at least the highlights. Steph Curry goes for 56.
I went to see Falcon America.
56 points last night for Steph Curry.
So he's re-energized.
Yeah, I think the whole team really has some new life with Jimmy Butler and what he was able to bring to this team.
Since the trade, they've been coming out like warriors.
Yeah, so yes, that's a good one.
Oh, I made you stop. That's great.
That was a good one. 7-3 in their last 10. the month of February, so since basically the trade, 8-3, so a 72.7 win percentage. They were averaging 120 points. Since the All-Star return, they're 4-0, averaging 126 points, and they're shooting a season high 38.8% from three. So they figured some things out on offense. Jimmy Butler, who we've criticized though in the past, does have that tendency to get a team to be motivated. Like the Miami Heat did not have a lot of talent, but he found ways to make them, either high energy or play
I've always
harder.
said that. He's a guy that you want on your roster when it comes playoff time. But the problem is he can't be the number one guy.
Which he isn't now.
No, and that's great for him, right? He is more or less Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
he's not going to be the guy, but he can be the sidekick of the guy.
So he's like Robin, the Batman.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
7 games with the Warriors, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 5.4 assists. He's shooting over 51%.
Right. So it's not like, wow, look at his numbers.
Yeah.
But what it does, he's a motivator and,
high energy
guy to clean up some of the mess inside, under the net and stuff. And, he's just one of those players that you just, if you get the hustle from him, you're going to have your other guys follow the lead, right?
And then think about it. Steph's averaging more points now since Jimmy Butler's gotten there, because now Steph is just, it protects Steph Curry in a way where teams still got to worry about Jimmy Butler and his scoring.
But here's the problem, Eric. Does it move the needle to win a championship? I don't think it does. Because even you look at their record, 7-3 in the last 10, but
they're a half game out of the
teams are still better.
They're a half game out of the 6th spot.
Right.
And that's the Clippers are ahead of them. If they get into the 6th spot, they don't have to have the play-in game.
Right. And I think they will. They'll get into that 6th spot.
And that's what the goal was. So think about it. You get to the 6th seed now. It is a good shot. This team could make a run in the postseason one more time.
Yeah, that just means that you're going to have to play the 3rd best team. And what is it going to be? Denver?
Right
Maybe
now, I think
Houston?
it would be Denver. I think Houston's 4th or 5th.
Right, and then there's Memphis, and I don't think they can beat any of those teams.
I don't know. You get Curry gets hot like he does.
But what there is that Steph Curry factor, right?
Right, 56 points last
time. He can rise to the occasion.
Which is, I think, motivating Draymond, Jimmy Butler. But it's going to be fun to watch. Speaking of the NBA as well, Ron, real quick, story just broke about an hour ago. Joel Embiid shut down for the season. Is it time for us to just say, look, this guy is, I know it's so shocking. You're going to be okay. Relax.
I'm just so stunned.
But how does, how does Philadelphia continue with him? Is this time for them to maybe move?
They need to trade him. Like, you can't have your star player out half the season every year. I mean, it's borderline ridiculous if you keep him. Just cut your losses, trade him during the offseason for whatever you can get. If you can get a 1st-round pick for him, great. Just start over. You have a player on your team that is there to play. You build around Maxey.
Yeah, they did such a bad job because then they got Paul George too, who's injury prone. Philadelphia did not have a good offseason, and now this just pretty much shuts down any chance of them even making the postseason. They were close.
Yeah,
they were close, but it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Again, not that we're surprised.
No,
but Joel Embiid done for the season. Yet again,
and I think what they did is they looked at where they are in the standings, right? What are they going to do?
Yeah.
They're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I think they shut him down for that reason too. Like, why risk it? All right. Good luck, Joel. Speaking of a guy who gets shut down a lot, let's talk some Major League Baseball.
Oh, oof.
So Mike Trout's moving to right field. Do you think the change will help him bounce back, maybe have a productive season?
Look, what they should do is make him a DH.
I agree. I don't think he should play field at all.
What's the difference going to be from playing center field to right field?
You cover less ground. Yeah, but you have to cover the less ground. But a lot of his injuries weren't really from.
It wasn't because of the outfield.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's just injury prone.
So Ron, 6 years left on his contract, $210 million he's owed. He's missed.
What a bad contract.
He's missed. It was like 416 games in the last 4 seasons. I'm not even talking about in the last 4 seasons. He's missed 416 games.
Yeah.
He had in 17 he had a thumb injury.
That's not his playing time.
2021 he calf, 22 back, 23 his hand. Last season is torn meniscus. His body, it's not even like you sit back and go, okay, it's just the knee, it's just that shoulder, like it's every part of his body.
I'm guessing the next one is probably going to be a concussion.
He needs something.
He's got to
go this way. Yeah, he's got to go this way with it. But so last season,
nose maybe.
Last season, if you had over under Mike Trout with 10 home runs, you would have made it because he had 10 home runs last season. 24 hits on 109 at-bats. He batted .220, 17 runs, 14 RBIs, 6 stolen bases. He's 33, Ron. I agree. Like, I don't know what the Angels are thinking except to put him at DH and say, let's make the least amount of wear and tear on his body.
All right. I know how his next injury is going to go.
Oh, boy.
Now, he was used to playing center field, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now he's going to be playing right field. Now, he is either going to have a broken wrist or a concussion. And you want to know why? Because he's going to be trying to catch a fly ball in foul territory. He's going to run into the wall, forgetting that he's in right field rather than center field. And he's going to get hurt.
Okay. I agree. I just don't think any move for Mike Trout makes a difference.
DH him. Why are you not putting him at DH at this point? Who do you have that is just so good at DH that you can't put him as the DH?
Unless he doesn't want. Maybe he's Rafael Devers. And he's just, no.
Well, maybe we can trade Devers to the Angels.
Nothing on that one? No. There you go. That's
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout.
Practice the accent.
Mike Trout. Do you want to go to DH? No. That's it.
No.
That's it. Done. Go to right field. The fact that even he came out though, Mike Trout, and said like, "Yeah, this will help my career," dude. It doesn't matter where you go, you're gonna get hurt. Like I feel bad. Because there's just some guys that's their MO. That's what happened.
What was the name of the mascot for the peanut thing? Was it Mr. Peanut or was it Peanut. Mr. Brittle?
No, Mr. Peanut. It wasn't Mr. Brittle.
Because that should be his nickname.
Mr. Brittle.
Mr. Brittle.
Brought to you by Mr. Brittle.
I don't know what look, I don't know what teams are thinking. If I'm a GM, I don't even care what sport it is, Eric. If there's a guy that's injured every single season, why are you trying to get him on your team? It makes no sense to me.
Ron, should him and Joel Embiid just compete for who can miss more games for the next 4 seasons? Because I really feel like that's where we're going with these guys.
I don't know how Trout can't win that one.
460
because it's more games. It's double the games.
You would think, right? But who knows? I don't. 416 games.
I don't know why they get these players. I'm not throwing money. Look, Angels, if you want to keep throwing money out the window, just send me a check.
This is where the Major League Baseball Players Association and when they wrote these contracts, And the fact that this is guaranteed money. So no matter what, for the next 6 years, he's getting his 210.
Yeah.
Even if it's on the bench, like that blows my mind. Like there's no incentive for these guys to even have to play regardless. And I'm not saying Mike Trout's obviously he's not getting hurt on purpose, but if he moves to right field, to your point, and he misjudged it because I'm not used to playing here, and tweaks an ankle and he's out for another 80 games or whatever, he's still getting $210 million regardless. $35 million a season.
I'm wondering if Vegas has the odds of how long it takes to Mike Trout to miss, at least 2 weeks.
But think about, he was the face of Major League Baseball. We talk about the NBA and that LeBron's stupidity in his comments, but the face of the Major League Baseball was Mike Trout for quite some time. And then all these injuries happened, and basically, look, Shohei Ohtani just took over.
Yeah.
Like nobody talks about Mike Trout in the same light that they did 5-6 years ago when he signed that mega deal.
The injuries are the sports' own fault, to be honest with you, Eric. You start treating players and baby them for playing time. This is what you get. This is what you get.
I will say this, though, Ron. Like, if you think about the 90s, the roids era, those guys didn't get hurt. See, bring back the roids. Bring back the roids. That's what I'm saying, bro. Then we can put Barry Bonds.
That's not what I'm saying.
Put him back in the hole, Barry Bonds. Then you don't have an excuse. These guys wouldn't get hurt. They bounce back quicker. Proven fact. Barry Bonds missed no time. The guy was out there every day.
Yeah, but now we can't walk through a door.
It's because his head's too big. Actually, it's shrunk, I think. All right, Ron. Let us know if you have a Major League Baseball.
Head that's shrunk.
Will the move help Mike Trout? Let us know if you're still joining us live. We are going to move on, though, Ron, and talk some split decisions.
This is a great segment. I love this segment.
So we're going to ask each other 2 more likely questions, and we have to make a decision based off of the question. You are first. Danny is here to rescue us. Danny is here to rescue us.
Danny boy.
Yes, Danny. We're so glad to see you.
Where have you been, Danny?
Danny, my man
you got
LeBron.
some explaining to do.
Yeah, man LeBron. Speaks his mind again. All right, Ron. You
never speak his mind. His mind is he's a freaking idiot.
You're the first. Shout out to me, Danny. Yeah, we get a shout out every time, Dave. Your first.
All right, what are we doing? Split decision?
You see, senor.
All right, I might as well do the first one that we kind of glossed over. What quarterback is more likely to be signed first? Sam Darnold? Aaron Rodgers? Or Justin Fields? No, Danny, not you. LeBron James is an idiot. But Danny, answer this question. Which quarterback is more likely to be signed first? Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers, or Justin Fields?
I think it's Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields isn't as high priced as the other two are going to be. Sam Darnold, with the season he had, is going to command some kind of money. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to wait this thing out until he feels that, listen, somebody's going to throw – the Giants will say, we can't find anybody. Here's your money. So I think Justin Fields will get signed first because I really feel like of the 3, he's got probably get the least amount as well. So I really do. Justin Fields as well. Danny agrees. And he did not call you an idiot, Danny. He called LeBron James. James an idiot.
Let me address that. He called me an idiot, and I want him to apologize. First of all, I did not call you an idiot. I called LeBron James an idiot. Second of all, you will never hear me apologize for anything I say.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, trust me. I've known the man a long time. I'm still waiting for an apology. My first split decision, Ron. Which my Lakers going to the championship? Stop it. Oh, we're jealous.
Careful, Danny. You gotta make me say it.
All right, Ron. Which of the current NBA teams that are a 6 seed would be more likely to win a playoff series? The Los Angeles Clippers in the West or the Detroit Pistons in the East? If the Clippers were to, if it ended today, they would face Denver. The Pistons would face New York.
I would say, who would win? More likely to win?
When a first round series.
I will say the Detroit Pistons because they got to play the Knicks, and I think that would be a good matchup for them.
And Detroit's playing some great basketball.
They are. They are.
8 straight, beat the Celtics the other night. I mean,
they are.
Right? Talk about a surprise team. Danny seems to think the Clippers, but he's LA. He's all West Coast no matter what.
Yeah, he's an LA guy, so that only makes sense. In his mind, it's going to be the Clippers and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals.
Oh, please. Ugh.
In his mind.
Ugh. All right, your second split decision.
And that's when Ron says, I'm done with the NBA.
You've been saying that for quite some time.
Yeah, I have.
Let's be honest.
I have.
Your second split decision, sir.
All right, my second split decisions. Oh, this is great. Great timing because baseball is here. It's here. Can't wait to watch 0 games this year.
My second one's a baseball one too. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
So Patrick Corbin, 35 years old, 6-13, 5.62 last season. Lance Lynn, 37.8 years old. He's going to be 38 soon. 7-4, 3.84. And Kyle Gibson, 37 years old, 8-8, 4.24. Now you got those numbers, right?
Sure.
All right. Listen very carefully to the question.
All right.
Who is more likely to be signed before the season starts? And who is more likely to be signed after the season starts? And who is more likely to retire? Before, after it starts.
Who is the 34-year-old?
Patrick Corbin is 35.
35. More likely to sign first because at least he's the younger of the three.
And he had a 6-13 record.
Again,
5.62.
But again, 19 games.
Right.
Which was more than the other two.
Well, 19 decisions.
Well, games. I'm just saying, okay, but still more. What were the other two options I had? Who's after the season?
And Kyle Gibson.
To retire. Who's going to retire? What teams did they play for last season? Do you have that in front of me?
I know Kyle Gibson, I believe, was St. Louis.
Who had the higher ERA?
Patrick Corbin by far.
No, are the two guys that are left.
4.24 is Kyle Gibson.
Kyle Gibson retires. The other one gets signed.
Lance Lynn gets signed late after the season starts.
Yes. That's my decision. All right.
That was a very complex question.
Yeah, don't ever do that to me.
Because I wanted one guy to go in each category. It's kind of like a triple play.
I like it. Very good. Whoa, triple play. All right. So my split decision is also baseball, Ron. Which Major League Baseball player, both were the MVPs, is more likely to hit more home runs this season? Aaron Judge, who hit 58 last season, or Shohei Ohtani, who hit 54?
Aaron Judge.
Without
I just think
Soto
Aaron Judge
in the
is a
lineup,
home run hitter.
But no Soto in the lineup now.
I don't care. Aaron Judge didn't have Soto in the lineup 2 years ago.
And he hit 60 plus. Okay. Okay. Shohei's getting pitched to more than I think Aaron
Look,
Judge will be.
there aren't very many Yankees in history that I would want in Boston. Aaron Judge is one of those guys.
Nice. Listen, he's a great player. Quiet.
I think
Just does his
he's a
job.
tremendous player, and the fact that
They're
he's
gonna
a team player.
and they're gonna save his career because they're moving him to right field.
Yes, that's right.
Correa. I mean, he's rejuvenated. Moving to right field. Ohtani. See, and I could see it though too because I think Ohtani's going to get more pitches.
Because he's going to be pitching again this year, so he's going to be sitting out a game here and there.
Yeah,
I think he sits out one game every 5 times. I think it's the day after he pitches.
Yeah, it's a good call. All right, Ron, we're going to talk some NHL. Another Boston Bruins injury. Does this signal the end for Brad Marchand in Boston? Trent Frederick suffered a low. And I do want to ask you this question, Ron. Why in hockey is everything upper body injury, lower body? That's all they do.
You know why? Because they don't want to tell you anything.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
It is.
Upper body, lower body. So this one's a lower body injury. So he's week to week. Team currently on a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, but it got worse last night, Eric.
Okay.
They lost Matt Patra last night. Somebody checked him into the boards right at the bench, and the idiot backup goaltender opened the door. And he went into the bench, and he got hurt. Idiot.
Surprising. Kings all the way for Danny. I see a theme here with Danny and these LA.
But to answer the question, okay, so they got all these injuries. All right. I didn't realize at the beginning of the season that Hampus Lindholm would really stunt the Bruins this year. And it did. He was important, and that is too bad. Then you lose McAvoy at the Four Nations. There's been a lot of injuries here and there throughout the season, but those two really are glaring. But when you now lose, Trent Frederick and Matt Patra on top of all of that, they really don't have enough players to make a push. And they couldn't even muster up goals against the Islanders last night. And that is bad because the Islanders stink.
Yeah, listen, I just think whatever's going on mentally with this team, 3-5-2 in their last 10, they're actually minus 28 in the point differential.
Yeah, it's bad. It's
right.
Bad.
Just you can't look at much of what they're doing as well. And then I even looked at Marchand, like great, 47 points, 28 goals, 26 assists, but he's a -8 on the season. Again, in his final year of the contract. And then, I know Boston Bruins fans and how you feel about him as a player, and he's meant a lot to the organization. But if they can do it to Ray Bourque, he is not in the stratosphere that Ray Bourque was even in when Boston decided to do it. This is Boston's best opportunity to really try to salvage something, get some players that can potentially help you next season and build around Pasta. You got to build around Pasta.
And I get that. That is what they need to do now. And look, they should have did it 5 games ago.
But here's your problem too, Ron. And you obviously you're much more well-versed in hockey than I am. But I think Boston has to change their mentality because you see it becoming more of an offensive league. And a lot of their signings and a lot of the guys that they try to pick up are more that defensive-minded, tough-nosed type of players. And it doesn't work in today's NHL. They need to really try to get some offensive-minded players.
It's funny because, like, when we look at the 2 losses in the last 2 seasons for the Bruins in the playoffs, they got bullied by the Florida Panthers, right? So that was the thing that they addressed in the offseason, getting Kastelik, getting Fedorov, Zadorov. I was thinking Fedorov and Zadorov. And that was their big moves, right? And Lindholm for that center ice position to boost the second line, or even first line, it should have been. But none of that worked because they're still getting pushed around. They still can't score. And all of those things. And I'll be the first one to admit that I thought those signings were key. And I thought the Bruins had the roster to do it. Clearly, there is problems with the players that are in that lineup. They are not meshing well as a group. Yes, you have flashes here and there, but for the most part, Lindholm has been a complete bust. And then Zadorov he's just not good defensively. I see a lot of mistakes. I see him panicking. I see all the young players panicking in their end. I see Charlie McAvoy panicking in his own end. He has not been effective even when he was healthy. The only way McAvoy is effective is if he's hitting. He's not hitting. And I think it's because he's afraid to get suspended. I think he's playing afraid. And you can't play like that in this league because you will get exposed, and he has been exposed a lot. So you've got all these players that are now having, less than expected seasons. And you got, one or two guys that can actually put the puck in the net.
So
and that is Pasternak and Marchand. That's it.
In Boston Bruins, they play with their food. I don't know what that means, but
I don't either.
But I will say this,
Ron. I should have called them one.
I will say this as well, though. If they're going to make a move, like Marchand's probably the only trade bait they have that's worth a piece.
And this is what they should do. And I'm looking at it. They need to do it. They will be terrible for the rest of the year. They will have one guy scoring.
Yeah,
They will have one guy.
Yeah.
But the funny part is he is a free agent, and I can see the Bruins going out and re-signing him, and he would come back because he loves being a Bruin. He loves it, and I know it will sting when he does get traded, and I truly believe he will be traded because now you can't trade, Frederick.
Yep,
you're not going to get what he's worth.
Yep.
And then the other guy that you can trade is Geeky. Do you really want to trade Geeky now? He's a guy that's just starting to put up goals. He's got like 20 now.
Marchand, I agree.
You can't give up all your goal scoring.
Yeah, I think Marchand's going to be the one that goes.
I think so too.
And the benefit too, 18 no trade clause, so there's still plenty of teams that he's available for. I'm sure they'll be able to, and I'm sure most of those are in Canada. Although he's from Canada, right? He's from Canada.
There's a little wink of we'll re-sign you in the offseason.
Isn't he from Canada anyway, though? So that might be a move. He might want to go that route and then come back. But
yeah, I wouldn't want to send him to. Well, you can't send him to Toronto or Montreal.
How long before they make this move, though? March 7th, the trade deadline. You would think, right? You got about a week.
Have about a week soon, most likely.
Right? It should.
He's not going to be the only one that goes. Let me tell you, they're going to trim some salary.
Yeah, they're going to have to. All right, Ron. Some great NHL talk, but we're going to move on to our pick and roll.
It's time for pick and roll.
All right, I'm going to explain this really slow to Danny. Our pick and roll tonight is these NBA players who wore number 9. Just these players who wore number 9. And they are Tony Parker, Bob Pettit, Andre Iguodala, Rajon Rondo, and DeAndre Jordan. And we're going to rank them from 5 to 1. Ron, you are first tonight. Your pick and roll.
I will say, I would take any one of these players on my team.
One of them I wouldn't. 4 of them I would.
I think I would take all of them. Not being the centerpiece for some of them, but you would take them on your team.
Yeah.
All right. So number 5, I actually have Andre Iguodala at number 5. So, and I did that. It was a toss up between two. Let me tell you. 11.3 points, 4.9 rebounds, 4.2 assists. So a little bit of everything he does. 1 All-Star game, 4 championships, though. And yes, I know he's not the main guy of those championships, but for a couple of them, he was. He also has a finals MVP, so that just tells you he was important. And 2 all defensive. So a pretty solid career and a big piece.
I think Danny got Nick Van Exel. I did leave out Nick Van Exel would have been a good one to put up there. That's a good number 9. Good job.
Yeah,
Danny.
I was wondering how you chose these. I mean, weren't there a bunch of 9s that are out there that are really good? So number 4, I have DeAndre Jordan, just barely ahead of Iguodala. Barely. 8.6 points, 9.7 rebounds, 0.9 assists per game. 1 All-Star, 3-time All-NBA. It's very rare you get a guy that doesn't make the All-Star games, but gets All-NBA. He's got more All-NBAs. 1 championship, 2 rebound titles, and 2 all-defensive player. That was just ahead of Iguodala. I could have put Iguodala ahead with the championships, but really 2 of them were with him important. So was not enough to squeak him ahead. Number 3, I have Rajon Rondo. And I remember that championship season with the Celtics. Rondo was everywhere. He was everywhere in that playoff run. Oh my God, he impressed me a lot. That was the memory that I had of Rondo, and I know sporadic after that, but that was incredible. 9.8 points, 4.5 rebounds, 7.9 assists per game. He was a point guard. That's a traditional point guard.
Agree.
4-time All-Star, 1 All-NBA, and I did not know he was an All-NBA. 2 championships, 4-time All-Defensive player, which is impressive to me, and that was good to see. Actually, I did not expect those numbers. 3-time assist leader and 1-time steals leader. Certainly, the numbers were far better than what I thought they were for Rajon Rondo. Number 2, I have Tony Parker. Great player. 15.5 points, 2.7 rebounds, 5.6 assists per game. Hall of Famer, 6-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA, 4-time championship. It helps when you have some of those big tall guys that they had on the team. Those guys really, mattered. Tall guys matter for basketball. 1 Finals MVP, and I remember that he was out of his mind in that. Oh my God, he played so well in that finals. So Bob Pettit, number 1. I don't think it was even close. What made it closer was those 4 championships by Tony Parker as opposed to 1 for Bob Pettit. But this guy was just everything. You want to talk numbers. These are great numbers. 26.4 points per game, 16.2 rebounds per game, 3 assists, 11-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 1-time champion, 2-time scoring leader, 1-time rebound leader, rookie of the year, 2 MVPs. This guy did it all. And we talk about Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem. This guy's got some good numbers.
No, he's great numbers. Great number. We didn't see it that different. I did have DeAndre Jordan at 5 versus 4.
That was a flop.
In the 4 championships and the 1 finals MVP for Andre Iguodala bumped him ahead for me. Plus, I liked his numbers, the 11.3 points, a little more well-versed when it came to assists.
3. It was the intangibles with him, too.
Yes.
That's what you get.
Rajon Rondo at 3. Again, look, he had some spurts where he was just unstoppable, triple doubles and all the things he could do. Just sad to see how his career kind of just went all over the place.
And it was between the years, really.
Yeah. And then 2, I don't think he got enough credit, Tony Parker, because those championship teams to win 4, it wasn't good. See, you are jealous. Brainwashed you. he wants his Nick Van Exel, and but Tony Parker, I mean, seriously, you can have great players, but you need somebody.
Tell you what, Nick Van Exel was a nice player.
He was a very good player.
I might have actually put him.
I'd probably put him at 5,
at number 4, and move the other 2 down.
Yeah, I might have put him at 5. But again, not enough credit when you got to lead a team of. Tim Duncan's the ace, David Robinson the ace, and he was able to do some of that stuff. So Tony Parker, but Bob Pettit, 26.4 points, 16.2 rebounds. That's insane to think about. 11-time All-NBA, 2-time MVP, right? Again, just wish you would have had more championships.
Now,
those numbers are ridiculous.
Sorry, Eric. Well, now that I'm looking at this, I would probably put Iguodala ahead of Jordan. I would, because I don't know if I'd put Nick Van Exel ahead of Iguodala, but I would put him ahead of DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
So that means that I had it wrong. So, yes.
Holy cow!
Yes.
Wow.
So, Eric, I'm going to give you the credit. You changed my mind.
Yes.
And Danny helped because he introduced Nick Van Exel.
Yeah, he did.
And then I'm looking, I wouldn't put him ahead of Iguodala, but I would put him ahead of Jordan. So that way I knew I had it wrong.
All right. Next week's 10, and that was my high school number. So we should just do top 10 quarterbacks from Central High School in Providence, Rhode Island. Number 10 right here, baby. I'm going number 1.
You were a quarterback?
That's Hell funny. Yeah, baby. It's all about that right there. It's a lot in this dome. There's a lot in this dome. All right, my friend. It is before we get into our predictions.
Wow, is it already?
We are going to give people an opportunity to make sure they're on for these predictions. Let's talk about the last week here, the closing out the week of the
predictions. No, this polls.
The Hall of Fame. That's what I'm saying. Before we get into our predictions, pay attention. Our final week of our Hall of Fame voting. For the NFL, Jim Kelly, Dan Fouts, John Elway, Warren Moon, Bernie Kosar. Go to the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. Right now, John Elway is leading the votes there for the next inductee into the Sports Unfolded.
Who would you vote for?
I went Elway based on the championships and just how he changed the game with the legs. I thought he was one of those.
Now, who would your second guy be?
It would be Jim Kelly. I really thought Jim Kelly was. How is Judge Capario doing? I'm a big
Judge Caprio.
Caprio. You watch? I haven't seen that guy in a long time.
I think he retired.
He may have. It's been a while. But that's how I would have voted that one. And then.
That's me. Those naps,
For Major League Baseball, Gary Carter, Carlton Fisk, Tony
I still
Pena,
can't believe Fisk is not winning this.
Ted Simmons, and Lance Parashep. Gary Carter currently leading in those polls. But go to the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page, cast your votes. This is the final week to get those votes in before we induct our next athletes into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. So there are current Sports Unfolded Hall of Famers. Go to the Sports Unfolded website as well. You can see some really nice pages and all their info as well. And all the guys on the left who haven't gotten in. So a lot of guys that haven't gotten in. Sandy Koufax on the list.
0 votes last time.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh. Danny's going to go crazy on that one. All right. Ron, it is prediction time. And I know we don't want to look at this chart, but last week was rough. 3-4. You went 2-5. I went 3 and James went 3-4. If you are joining us live, please let us know your picks, and we will add them to the chart or add your name to the chart.
Danny, you got another chance to get that Dak Prescott.
All right. So let's see. We're going to start off in the NBA tonight. Game going to happen in about 15 minutes. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Boston Celtics. James is on. Here we go, James.
James just missed. He needed one more to get the prize.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's see who wins this week. So NBA, Ron, you got the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Boston Celtics. That game is tonight at 7:30.
Yeah, I'm going Boston on this. They're playing at home, and I know they haven't been exactly great at home, but this is a game that they know they need and want. So I'm going Boston. James
went Cleveland. I'm agreeing with James. I don't like the way Boston plays at home. 18-10. They're a great road team. So I think that the Cavs come in and beat Boston in Boston. Danny went Boston. All right. If anybody else is out there, pick your team. Let us know.
There's a lot of people out there, but
Cleveland at Boston. All right. Our next NBA matchup, Ron, on 3-6 this Thursday. You got the New York Knicks.
Wonder who is going to go, who Danny's going to pick. Houston Hugo picked Boston.
3-6 this Thursday. You got the New York Knicks at the Los Angeles Lakers. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going Lakers here. I don't know what's going on. LeBron James playing out of his mind. Even though Luka's still kind of not where they would, I'm sure most people would want him to be. They're winning basketball games. So I'm going LA here.
Yeah, I'm going New York Knicks. Look, it's a roller coaster ride for the Lakers to me. And if they can lose to Charlotte, then they can lose to anybody. So I'm going to go Knicks with a win on the road.
You might be riding solo on this one. Let's see who Hugo picks, because we are all going Lakers.
Well, I already had Danny penciled in for the Lakers. We're just waiting for Hugo.
There he is. Nope, that's Danny.
Come on, Hugo. Let's go. Let's go.
All
Let's
right.
go. Let's go.
Kyle
is in there with the Lakers.
All right, Kyle. All right.
Kyle, while you're at it, Cleveland or Boston? Hugo's going Knicks.
Stevie Knicks, though. No LeBron. Luka's going to go crazy that game.
Stand back. Stand back. In the middle of my room.
Kyle, did you want to pick for Cleveland Cavs at Boston Celtics? He's going Boston. All right.
Kyle goes Boston.
I rate Boston. What is wrong with me? Kyle. All right.
All right.
NHL action on March 1st. The Edmonton Oilers at the Carolina Hurricanes. Ron, who do you have?
Yeah, I'm going to go Carolina with this one. They're going to be at home. Edmonton, I don't know. They've been just like floating. They go on a streak good. They go on a streak bad. So I think Carolina is more consistent. So I'm going to go Carolina.
Yeah, I went Carolina as well. Edmonton, like 5-game losing streak, just not looking well. James is going the Whalers. So they former.
That's
Carolina,
funny.
I like it. It's going Carolina. It took me a second to think about that, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, that's good. That is good." They might
I
bring
was about to say,
Hofford
what is he
Whalers
going
back.
nuts?
James might come back, hopefully, at some point. That'd be nice to see. That'd be nice to see. Edmonton Oilers
Yeah,
at
maybe
the
they'll play in
Carolina
the mall.
Hurricanes. Hugo, Carolina.
Hugo?
Kyle, who do you
No,
got?
no love for Canada? Really?
Danny. Danny's going Carolina.
Is that everybody?
Kyle.
Kyle.
Kyle, you have a pick on that one. Edmonton Oilers at the Carolina Hurricanes. That is on March 1st.
Ooh, with all these people. Hey, I got a shot at giving out some
It's a lot of work for me.
some stuff.
All right. We are gonna
There he is.
Oilers.
Kyle
All right.
goes Oppo.
All right. March 2nd, Ron. We've got the New Jersey Devils at the Vegas Golden Knights. I went Vegas here. Not convinced that New Jersey, who's playing good hockey, but again, kind of up and down and not a great road team. Very good very good home team in Vegas. So I went Vegas here.
Yeah, I went Vegas as well. I still think that they're just a better team anyway. I just think that New Jersey hasn't figured out how to put it all together yet.
Kyle Vegas. Danny Vegas. Hugo. Let's see what he gets. Hugo's going to Devils. We got one person going Oppo every time. I love it. All right. NCAA men's action, Ron, on March 1st. You got the number 6 Alabama Crimson Tide at number 5 Tennessee Volunteers. It's a big matchup.
Yeah, it should be a pretty good game too. I'm going number 5 Tennessee. Take the higher seed at home, and I don't think I'm doing very well on my NCAA picks either.
Okay. All right. So I'm going Arrested Development, which would be Tennessee. Tennessee.
Oh my God. That's
yeah,
good,
baby.
Eric.
So I am going Tennessee as well.
What are you talking about?
Tennessee as well. Kyle, Tennessee. James, Tennessee. Bama,
Bama.
Just waiting on Danny. Alabama Crimson Tide at number 5 Tennessee Volunteers.
Should be a really good game.
Yeah, very good. I always try to get these top 10 matchups if they're available. So maybe Danny doesn't do college. I want Lakers run out trash cop. No more merchandise, cowboy stuff. I want Lakers. All right. Are you picking for that game, though? We need to know. Tennessee. All right. There we go, Danny. Close game, definitely. Yeah, it should be. It should be a very good game. All right. We're going on the women's side, Ron. Number 4, USC Trojans at number 2, UCLA Bruins. That game's on March 1st.
Yeah, I'm going UCLA on this. I think they're just a better team. I do like USC, though, but I think UCLA does it. I think
this matchup happened a couple weeks ago and USC won it. I think UCLA now at home is going to really want to make sure that they bounce back from that loss, which stopped their undefeated season. So I went UCLA as well. James going UCLA. Danny going USC.
That is not a surprise because that is in California.
So is UCLA, though. That was a tough call for him. I would thought he would have went LA.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I thought he would have went LA, buddy, but Kyle went UCLA.
All right, what you got, Hugo?
Hugo went UCLA. All right.
So Danny on an island by himself again.
All right. We got some NASCAR action. March 2nd, the Circuit of the Americas in Texas. Need a top 5 driver.
Coda. Yeah, look, I'm gonna buck the odds. I mean, I'm not going with the guy that's supposed to win. I'm going with the guy that has won this, and he won it last year. He's going to win 2 in a row. I'm going with William Byron.
William Byron. I went Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick he's
the favorite.
Yeah, he's won this. He's done a really good job. I went Tyler Reddick for the Circuit of Americas of the.
Right now, everybody's looking up NASCAR. Well, I don't know any drivers.
James went Byron as well. Me, Danny.
So Danny is picking himself to win.
If you're in this, Danny, let us know. I mean, that'd be pretty big. I mean, that's no short change.
See, that's how you get on the show, Danny. If you're in a NASCAR race, you'd make it on the show.
All right. Let us finish off with some Major League Soccer, which is bad. That's fine, Kyle.
Kyle says he doesn't do NASCAR.
That's fine. We're doing some Major League Soccer. You got the Football Club of Cincinnati at the Philadelphia Union. That is on March 1st as well, so tomorrow night.
I'm going to go FC Cincy.
Okay, all right. I went Philadelphia here. I went Philadelphia at home. I picked a lot of home teams this week. A lot of home teams. I think that's where I've been making my mistake. And I want to Chase Elliott. Hugo goes Chase Elliott. Okay.
James went Philly. Kyle went Philly.
Hugo went Philly. Danny.
So I'm on an island alone. What's Danny going?
Danny hates soccer. He says he's not picking soccer.
All right. That could be the difference in winning the prize.
All right. So that's our prediction segment. Thank you all for participating. Tune in next week to see how you made out, how you did, and see if you can beat us. Ron, we are winding down our show and we do our final thoughts. But before we get into our final thoughts, can we talk about how you could become a sponsor of Sports Unfolded and have some advertisement all over our website or our podcast? I apologize.
It's pretty simple. Look, all you have to do is just send us an email. Let me get that email up if I can find it. And I don't know. There it is. You can email us at ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you out the media kit that will tell you exactly what you need to do. And really, it is very simple. You can go to your local burger joint.
Oh, mixing it up.
Get a nice double cheeseburger with all the fixings on it, with bacon, the whole bit, and harden your arteries in a hurry. But that's besides the point. You can still go do it. It's that simple. And let me tell you, it will cost less than that burger. Let me tell you.
And your medical bills.
Right? So, look, just send us that email. You can be up there like Saturday at 10 a.m., 990wbob.com. Just like that, you'll have your banner there for however long we can put it up there.
Yeah. So again, so many different ways that your business will be seen, heard, all our audio platforms as well. So many different ways besides YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, where we are live every single week. We also want to say, and now he wants a burger. I don't blame you. Please support our show in Rhode Island Broadcasting. Go to our social media platforms and like and follow our shows. Make sure you share our shows as well. We appreciate the fact that we've got so many different viewers and all our fans that join us live every week. You guys have been amazing. Ron, it is final thoughts time, and our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It could be about anything happening in the world today. You are first this week, Ron, so your final thoughts.
Yeah, and Danny actually has just mentioned the thing I wanted to say. Look, we lost Gene Hackman this week. and that was a big loss. We also lost Michelle Trachtenberg, or however you pronounce her name, and also Roberta Flack. We can't forget about Roberta Flack, right? But Gene Hackman was in one of the best sports movie of all times, and that is Hoosiers.
Yes, sir.
He was also in others that were fantastic, of course, but Hoosiers is one of my favorite Gene Hackman movies, and I will never forget that. That is my favorite basketball movie of all time, bar none. One of my favorite sports movies for sure. He was a great actor. You know, I don't know him personally, so I don't care if he was a jerk or not. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What mattered to me was the guy that was in so many movies that I loved. We lost him, and now it's just another void, you know, for nostalgia for me. One of the first movies I ever watched was Poseidon Adventure with him in it, and I love that movie. And rest in peace, Gene Hackman.
Yes, yes. Well said, Ron. Well said. Hugo's final thought. So many plane accidents, right? Like, what is going on? What is going on? I got to fly.
Yes.
I got to fly next month. Yeah, I'm nervous, man. Like, I don't know what's going on. These things are just getting out of control. Out of control. My final thought, Ron, was on a WNBA and a end of an era. Diana Taurasi has called it quits. You think of one of the best women's basketball players on the planet ever.
Has to be on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, her name has to be on there. What a remarkable career she had, from the Olympic gold medals, the WNBA championships, the NCAA championships. She was just one of those players that lasted for so many years, over 20 years of professional career. Congratulations on a stellar career. Wish her well in whatever she decides to do. Diana, if you want to ever come on, let us know. We'd love to have you as well and talk some WNBA. But
absolutely, she's a legend.
What a great career she had. So Diana Taurasi, congratulations on an amazing career, and enjoy retirement. Enjoy retirement. So, such a great career she had.
Yeah, she left the WNBA in a good place.
Yes, agreed. So that is our show tonight. So again, we want to thank everybody that joined us live tonight. James, Hugo, I remember watching, growing up, in Connecticut, right? UConn. Such a great player. Danny, Hugo, James, Kyle, you guys have been amazing tonight. We appreciate the support. Thank you for joining us and letting us have some fun with you tonight. We are live every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rhode Island Broadcasting and Sports Unfolded. So join us every single week at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like, share, and follow all of our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, MeWe. We appreciate all the support there as well. You guys have been amazing. And we get to do it all over again next week, Ron. So I look forward to it. Thank you for your time tonight. We appreciate you and your insight. Again, I'll see you next Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And all we ever ask for is that we have peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy.